Imagine, if you will, a world where silence reigns supreme in the most crucial of moments. A world where the power of restraint transforms lives, mends relationships, and elevates the human spirit to heights unimaginable. This, my dear friends, is not a fanciful dream, but a reality within our grasp. Today, we embark on a journey to explore the profound wisdom encapsulated in 5 situations where silence is not merely golden, but absolutely essential. In the tapestry of human existence, we often find ourselves entangled in a cacophony of words, a relentless barrage of noise that drowns out the whispers of truth and understanding. Yet it is in the quietude of our souls that we discover the most profound revelations. As we navigate the labyrinth of life, let us consider the 5 situations where our silence can speak volumes, where our restraint can reshape destiny. First, let us ponder the moment when anger threatens to consume us, when the fires of indignation burn hot in our veins. In these tempestuous times, silence becomes our greatest ally. Picture, if you will, a heated argument with a loved one. Words fly like arrows, each barb more poisonous than the last. In the heat of the moment, it is all too easy to unleash a torrent of hurtful words, to lash out with the intent to wound. But what if, in that critical instant, we chose silence instead? Let in the power that pours, the strength it takes to hold one's tongue when every fiber of our being screams for release. In that silence, we find the space to breathe, to step back from the precipice of regret. When anger, our words become weapons capable of inflicting wounds that may never fully heal. How many friendships have been shattered? How many loves have been lost in the wake of angry words spoken in haste? By choosing silence in the face of anger, we give ourselves the gift of reflection. We create a buffer between our emotions and our actions, allowing reason to reassert itself. In this quietude, we may find that our anger dissipates like morning mist, revealing the true nature of our grievances. Perhaps we discover that our fury was misplaced, born of misunderstanding or wounded pride. Or maybe we'll realize that the issue at hand is indeed serious, but one that requires a calm and measured response rather than emotional outburst. Moreover, our silence in these moments of anger serves not only ourselves, but those around us. It creates a space for others to reflect as well, a step back from the brink of confrontation. In this shared silence, there is the potential for understanding, for empathy to bloom where hostility once reigned. How often have we wished to take back words spoken in anger? In silence, we spare ourselves this regret and pave the way for reconciliation. Let us move now to the second situation where silence proves invaluable. In the face of gossip and rumors, gossip, that most insidious of social poisons, masquerading as harmless chatter, but capable of destroying reputations and relationships with ruthless. In a world where words travel faster than ever before, the power of gossip has only grown more potent. Picture yourself in a gathering of acquaintances where the conversation turns to whispered speculations about a mutual friend. The temptation to join in, to add your own tidbits of information or speculation, can be overwhelming. After all, it's just talk, isn't it? But in this moment, silence becomes a shield, not just for the subject of the gossip, but for your own integrity. By refusing to participate in the spread of rumors, we make a powerful statement. Our silence says, I will not be party to this. It stands as a testament to our character, a beacon of integrity in a sea of idle chatter. Moreover, our refusal to engage can often bring the gossip to a halt. Without new fuel to feed the fires of speculation, the conversation may naturally turn to more wholesome topics. But the benefits of silence in the face of gossip extend beyond the immediate situation. By consistently choosing not to engage in such talk, we cultivate a reputation for discretion and trustworthiness. People come to know us as individuals who can be confided in, who will not betray confidences or spread malicious rumors. In a world where trust is an increasingly rare commodity, this reputation is invaluable. Furthermore, our silence in these moments protects us from the karmic backlash of gossip. How often have those who eagerly spread rumors about others found themselves the subject of similar speculation? By abstaining from gossip, we remove ourselves from this cycle of negativity. We create a sphere of positive influence around ourselves, one that repels the toxic effects of rumor mongering. Let us now turn our attention to the third situation where silence is paramount in the aftermath of victory or success. This may seem counterintuitive at first. Surely our triumphs are meant to be celebrated, our achievements trumpeted, and yet there is profound wisdom in meeting our greatest successes with quiet dignity. Imagine you've just achieved a long-sought goal, perhaps a promotion at work, or the completion of a challenging project. The temptation to boast, to seek validation and admiration from others can be nearly overwhelming. But in this moment of triumph, silence can be your greatest asset. By choosing not to trumpet our own success, we allow our achievements to speak for themselves. There is a quiet confidence in this restraint, a dignity that elevates us far more than any boastful words ever could. Think of the truly great individuals throughout history. Were they not often characterized by a certain modesty, a reluctance to sing their own praises? Moreover, our silence in the face of success creates space for others to recognize and celebrate our achievements. There is something far more powerful in having others speak of our accomplishments than in proclaiming them ourselves. It lends an air of authenticity and humility to our success, making it all the more impressive in the eyes of others. This silence also serves as a buffer against the potential negative consequences of success. How often have we seen individuals undone by their own hubris, brought low by an excess of pride? By meeting our triumphs with quiet gratitude rather than boastful exhortation, we protect ourselves from the dangers of overconfidence and complacency. Furthermore, this practice of silence in success cultivates a deeper, more enduring satisfaction. Instead of seeking external validation, we learn to find contentment in the quiet knowledge of our own accomplishments. This internal locus of satisfaction is far more stable and fulfilling than the fleeting pleasure of others' admiration. Now let us consider the fourth situation where silence is golden, in the face of provocation or insult. In life, we will inevitably encounter individuals who seek to provoke us, to elicit an emotional response through insults or goading. In these moments, silence becomes our most powerful weapon. Picture a scenario where someone has insulted you publicly, perhaps questioning your abilities or integrity. The natural impulse is to respond in kind, to defend ourselves vociferously against the perceived attack. But what if instead we met these provocations with serene silence? In choosing not to engage with insults or provocations, we deny them the power to affect us. We stand unshaken like a mountain unmoved by the howling wind. This silence communicates the strength of character far more eloquently than any verbal retort ever could. It says, your words have no power over me. I am secure in who I am. Moreover, this silence often serves to disarm the provocateur. Many who seek to insult or provoke do so in the hope of eliciting a reaction. By denying them this reaction, we strip their words of their intended. In the face of our calm silence, they are often left floundering, their provocations falling flat in the absence of the desired response. This practice of silence also protects us from the potential pitfalls of engaging with insults. How often have we seen situations escalate unnecessarily because of a retort to a provocation? By choosing silence, we prevent ourselves from saying things we might later regret. We maintain the moral high ground, refusing to stoop to the level of those who would insult us. Furthermore, this silence in the face of provocation can serve as a powerful example to others. In a world where knee-jerk reactions and verbal sparring are all too common, the individual who can maintain their composure in the face of insults stands out. We become beacons of emotional maturity and self-control, inspiring others to cultivate these qualities in themselves. Finally, let us explore the fifth situation where silence is not just beneficial, but absolutely crucial. When we don't have all the facts, in an age where opinions are formed and shared at lightning speed, the wisdom of withholding judgment until we have full information is more valuable than ever. Imagine a situation where a controversial event has occurred. perhaps in your workplace or community. The air is thick with speculation, with everyone rushing to form and voice their opinions. In this charged atmosphere, silence becomes a tool of discernment and wisdom. By choosing to remain silent when we don't have all the facts, we protect ourselves from the embarrassment of making ill-informed statements. How often have we seen individuals rush to judgment, only to have to retract their words when more information comes to light? Our silence in these moments is not a sign of ignorance or apathy, but of prudence and respect for the truth. Moreover, this silence creates space for genuine understanding to develop. Instead of adding to the noise of uninformed speculation, we can use this time to seek out reliable information, to listen to different perspectives, and to form a nuanced understanding of the situation. This approach not only leads to more accurate conclusions, but also fosters a reputation for thoughtfulness and reliability. Our silence in these moments also is a powerful counterpoint to the culture of instant reaction. In a world where everyone feels pressured to have an immediate opinion on every issue, the individual who can say, "I don't have enough information to comment on that yet," stands out as a voice of reason and integrity. Furthermore, this practice of silence when lacking full information can have a ripple effect on those around us. By modeling this restraint, we encourage others to adopt a more measured approach to forming and expressing opinions. We contribute to a culture of thoughtful discourse rather than knee-jerk as we reflect on these 5 situations where silence is paramount. In anger, in the face of gossip, in success, in response to provocation, and when lacking full information, we begin to see a common thread. In each of these scenarios, silence is not merely the absence of speech, but a powerful active choice. It is a demonstration of self-control, of wisdom, of respect for ourselves and others. The practice of silence in these key moments is not always easy. It requires a strength of character, a willingness to go against our immediate impulses. But like any skill, it can be cultivated through conscious effort and practice. With each choice to remain silent when it matters most, we strengthen our self-control and deepen our wisdom. Consider the potential impact if we all embrace this practice of strategic silence. How many arguments might be avoided? How many reputations preserved? How many rash decisions prevented? The ripple effects of such a shift in behavior could be truly transformative, not just in our personal lives, but in society as a whole. Imagine workplaces where disagreements are met with reflection rather than immediate confrontation. Picture communities where rumors are starved of oxygen, unable to spread in the face of collective restraint. Envision a world where success is met with quiet dignity, where provocations fall flat against the wall of serene silence, where opinions are formed with care and expressed with measured consideration. This vision may seem idealistic, perhaps even unattainable in our fast-paced, opinion-saturated world. But great changes always begin with individual choices. By committing ourselves to the practice of silence in these 5 crucial situations, we become agents of positive change in our spheres of influence. Let us be clear all, the strategic silence is not an endorsement of passivity or a rejection of healthy communication. There are, of course, times when speaking up is not just appropriate but necessary in the face of injustice, in defense of the vulnerable, in the pursuit of truth. The wisdom lies in discerning when silence is the more powerful choice. As we go forth from this moment, let us carry with us a new awareness of the power of silence. Let us approach each day with the intention of using this tool wisely and effectively. In our moments of anger, let us pause and find in silence the space for understanding. When faced with gossip, let our silence stand as a bulwark against the spread of harmful rumors. In our successes, let quiet dignity be our response, allowing our achievements to speak for themselves. When provoked or insulted, let our silence be a demonstration of unshakable self-assurance. And when we lack full information, let our silence be a testament to our commitment to truth and wisdom. Remember, in a world that never seems to quiet down, in a culture that values quick responses and constant noise, Your thoughtful silence can be revolutionary. It can be a source of strength, a wellspring of wisdom, a beacon of integrity. In those critical moments when everything within you cries out to speak, to react, to defend, that is when your silence can be most powerful. Let us embrace this challenge with enthusiasm and determination. Let us become masters of the art of silence, wielding it with precision and purpose. For in doing so, we not only elevate ourselves, but also contribute to the creation of a more reflective, more considerate, more harmonious world. As you leave this place today, I urge you to be mindful of these 5 situations. When you find yourself in the grip of anger, on the verge of engaging in gossip, basking in the glow of success, facing provocation, or tempted to opine without full information, pause, take a deep breath. Remember the power of silence, and in that moment of choosing silence, know that you are participating in something truly transformative. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and the transformation of a culture begins with individual choices. Your choice to embrace silence in these key moments may seem small, but it has the power to create ripples that extend far beyond your immediate circumstance. You have within you the power to influence those around you, to set an example of wisdom and restraint that others will notice and perhaps seek to emulate. So go forth with this new awareness, this new tool in your arsenal of personal growth and social influence. Be the calm in the storm, the voice of reason in the clamor, the beacon of wisdom in a sea of hasty words. Let your silence speak volumes about your character, your wisdom, and your strength. And as you practice this art of strategic silence, you may find that it begins to transform you in ways you never expected. You may discover a new depth of self-awareness, a heightened ability to listen and understand others, a greater capacity for empathy and compassion. For in the silence, we often hear most clearly not just the words of others, but the whispers of our own hearts and consciences. Remember, the goal is not to become mute observers of life, but rather to become more intentional, more thoughtful participants in the great dialogue of human existence. By choosing silence in these 5 key situations, we create space for reflection, for understanding, for growth. We allow wisdom to flourish where impulsiveness might have reigned. As you move through your days, encountering the myriad challenges and opportunities that life presents, carry with you this simple yet powerful mantra. In anger, in gossip, in success, in provocation, in uncertainty, let silence be my strength. Let it guide your responses, shape your interactions, and influence your decision-making. The journey of mastering silence is akin to tending a garden. At first, the ground may seem barren, resistant to our efforts. The habit of filling every moment with noise, be it external chatter or the internal dialogue of our minds, is deeply ingrained. But as we persistently cultivate the practice of silence, we begin to see the first tender shoots of change emerging. Consider the profound impact this practice might have on your daily interactions. In moments of conflict, where once you might have responded with sharp words or defensive posturing, you now find the strength to pause. In that pause, a world of possibilities opens up. You may discover that the issue at hand is not as dire as it first appeared, that your initial reaction was colored by unrelated stresses or old wounds. This moment of silence becomes a gateway to empathy, allowing you to see the situation from the other person's perspective. As you consistently use silence in these charged moments, you'll likely notice a shift in how others perceive you. Colleagues who once braced for confrontation may begin to see you as a source of calm in the workplace storm. Friends may start turning to you for advice, drawn by your newfound reputation for thoughtful responses rather than knee-jerk reactions. In your personal relationships, partners and family members might find themselves mirroring your measured approach, leading to more harmonious interactions and deeper understanding. But the transformation extends far beyond your external relationships. The practice of silence begins to work its magic on your inner landscape as well. In those moments when you choose not to speak, You create space for introspection. You may start to notice patterns in your thoughts and reactions that had previously gone unexamined. Perhaps you'll recognize that your quick anger in certain situations stems from old insecurities, or that your eagerness to join in gossip is driven by a desire for acceptance. This heightened self-awareness becomes a powerful tool for personal growth. Armed with these insights, you can begin to address the root causes of negative behaviors rather than merely suppressing their symptoms. The silence you cultivate externally fosters an inner quiet you, a calm center from which you can observe your thoughts and emotions without being overwhelmed by them. As this practice deepens, you may find that your decision-making improves dramatically. By creating space between stimulus and response, you allow yourself time to consult your values, to consider long-term consequences rather than short-term gratification. This thoughtful approach ripples out into all areas of your life. Career choices, financial decisions, personal relationships. You become less reactive and more proactive, shaping your life with intention rather than being buffeted about by circumstance. The respect you earn through this practice is multifaceted. There's the obvious respect from others, who come to see you as a person of wisdom and integrity. But perhaps more importantly, you develop a deeper respect for yourself. Each time you choose silence over impulsive speech, you affirm your commitment to your highest self. You prove that you are in control of your reactions, not at the mercy of every passing emotional provocation. This self-respect manifests as a quiet confidence that others find magnetic. It's not the brash self-assurance of someone who must constantly assert their worth, but the serene self-possession of one who knows their own value. This confidence becomes a shield against the barbs of criticism and the sting of insult. When you're secure in yourself, the opinions of others lose their power to destabilize you. The inner peace you cultivate through this practice becomes a wellspring of strength in challenging times. Life will always have its ups and downs, its moments of trial and tribulation. But having developed the habit of reflective silence, you'll find you're better equipped to weather these storms. Instead of being swept away by the initial wave of emotion, you'll have the tools to step back, to find that calm center within yourself, and to respond to challenges with grace and equanimity. This peace isn't a passive state, but a dynamic equilibrium. It's the ability to remain centered and clear-headed even in the midst of chaos. Imagine facing a crisis at work or a personal setback with this newfound inner calm. Rather than spiral into anxiety or lashing out in frustration, you're able to assess the situation clearly, to separate facts from fears, and to chart a course forward with confidence. As you continue to practice the art of silence, you may notice a shift in how you communicate when you do choose to speak. Your words become more measured, more intentional. You find yourself listening more deeply to others, not just waiting for your turn to talk, but truly seeking to understand. This deep listening fosters connections with others that are rich and meaningful. Your conversations take on a new quality. Rather than engaging in the superficial back and forth that characterizes so much of our daily interaction, you find yourself having discussions of substance. People are drawn to the space of reflection you create, eager to explore ideas more deeply in your presence. You become a catalyst for more thoughtful dialogue in your social and professional circles. This transformation in your communication style can have far-reaching effects. In your professional life, you may find that your ideas carry more weight. When you do speak up in meetings or presentations, people pay attention knowing that your words are chosen with care and backed by reflection. In your personal relationships, you create an atmosphere of trust and openness. Friends and loved ones feel truly heard in your presence, leading to deeper, more authentic connection. The practice of silence also fosters creativity. In a world that bombards us constantly with stimuli, creating space for quiet reflection allows your mind to wander, to make unexpected connections, to stumble upon novel solutions to old problems. You may find yourself having moments of insight or inspiration that seemed elusive. This creativity isn't limited to traditional artistic pursuits. It can manifest in innovative approaches to work challenges, creative problem solving in personal matters, or a fresh perspective on life's big questions. As you cultivate this practice, you may notice a growing sense of gratitude in your life. The pause you create through silence allows you to step back and appreciate the good things in your life that you might otherwise take for granted. This gratitude further enhances your sense of well-being and contentment, creating a positive feedback loop that reinforces your commitment to the practice of reflective silence. The transformation of character that comes through this practice is not a destination, but an ongoing journey. Each day presents new opportunities to choose silence, to reflect, to respond rather than react. There will be times when you fall short, when old habits reassert themselves. But the beauty of this practice is that each moment offers a fresh start. Each time you catch yourself and choose silence, you strengthen the neural pathways that support this new way of being. As your character evolves through this practice, you may find that your influence on others grows in subtle but powerful ways. Without preaching or proselytizing, you become a living example of the power of reflective silence. People in your life may begin to emulate your approach, creating ripples of positive change that extend far beyond your immediate circle. This influence can be particularly powerful in mentoring relationships, whether formal or informal. As a parent, teacher, manager, or friend, your practice of reflective silence sets a powerful example. You show others that it's possible to navigate life's challenges with grace, to communicate with intention, to lead with quiet strength. Your actions speak louder than any words could, inspiring others to embark on their own journeys of self-discovery and growth. The practice of silence can also lead to a deepening of your spiritual life, regardless of your belief system. By creating space for reflection, you open yourself to profound questions about meaning, purpose, and your place in the universe. This doesn't necessarily mean adopting any particular religious or philosophical stance, but rather developing a more thoughtful, intentional approach to life's big questions. You may find that this practice enhances your appreciation for the present moment. In a world that constantly pulls our attention towards the future or the past, the ability to be fully present is a rare and valuable skill. The silence you cultivate becomes a gateway to mindfulness, allowing you to engage more fully with your experiences, to savor life's joys more deeply, and to face its challenges with greater equanimity. As this practice becomes more ingrained, you may notice a shift in your priorities. Things that once seemed urgently important may lose their grip on you. The need for constant external validation, the drive to always be right, the compulsion to fill every moment with activity. These begin to fall away. In their place, you discover a deeper appreciation for genuine connection, for meaningful work, for moments of beauty and tranquility. This shift in priorities can lead to significant life changes. You might find the courage to pursue a long-held dream, to leave a situation that no longer serves you, or to commit more deeply to the relationships and causes that truly matter to you. The inner strength and clarity you've developed through your practice of silence become the foundation for a life lived with greater purpose and authenticity. The journey of mastering silence is not always easy. There will be moments of doubt, times when the old habits of reactivity and impulsive speech reassert themselves. But with each challenge, you have the opportunity to recommit to your practice, to choose once again the path of reflective silence. And with each choice, you further solidify this new way of being. As you continue on this path, you may find that your definition of success evolves. External markers of achievement, while still potentially valuable, become less central to your sense of self-worth. Instead, you begin to measure your success by the quality of your relationships, the depth of your self-understanding, the positive impact you have on others, and the inner peace you've cultivated. This journey of transformation through silence is deeply personal, yet it has the power to change the world around you. As you become more centered, more thoughtful, more intentional in your words and actions, you create a ripple effect that touches everyone you in. In a world that often seems chaotic and divided, your practice of reflective silence becomes a force for harmony and understanding. Imagine a world where more people embrace this practice. Conflicts might be approached with greater empathy and less reactivity. Decisions, both personal and collective, might be made with more consideration for long-term consequences. Relationships might be characterized by deeper understanding and genuine connection. While we can't control the choices of others, we can commit to this practice ourselves, becoming beacons of thoughtful, intentional living in our community. As you continue to cultivate the art of silence, remember that this is a lifelong journey. There is no final destination, no point at which you can say, I've mastered this completely. Instead, each day offers new opportunities to practice, to grow, to deepen your understanding of yourself and your impact on the world around you. Embrace this journey with patience and self-compassion. Celebrate your progress, learn from your setbacks, and always keep in mind the profound impact that this simple yet powerful practice can have on your life and the lives of those around you. In a world that often values noise over substance, your commitment to reflective silence is a radical act, one that has the power to transform not only your own character, but to contribute to the creation of a more thoughtful, compassionate world.